v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new Ghostface video. Today we're breaking down another one of my gameplays to try to get an idea as to where I can improve and maybe you, the viewer, can learn something too. So first off, I did send myself to this map. So the build does kind of change a little bit here. Usually I'll use Spirit Fury Enduring, but this time I went with Surge because it's really good on an indoor map like this. Now here I try to look down and try to waste as much charge in his flashlight, just a little bit extra, you know what I'm saying? It could come in handy later on. Just a little bit of min-max. He's pretty much, he's not really greeting too much. And I have brutal strength for this exact reason, you know, we just want to clear out pallets now. The best thing to do in this situation when you have your Spirit Fury charged is to try to go for somebody who's already injured, already marked. I waste time actually going for this guy, which means that I'm going to end up wasting my Spirit Fury. Because he's just going to, you know, greed the crap out of that, you know, that side that he's on. You know, he has the correct angle, so there's really just nothing you can do against it. You have to leave the area and try to use your Spirit Fury, because now that on somebody else, because now you can see as an example, he'll just chain it to the next, you know, 2 pallets, and that's not something you want to deal with, especially with a build like this that is focused on, you know, using your Spirit Fury and focus on shredding the pallets, because the strength in Spirit Fury and Enduring is really the fact that they're either exposed or if they're injured. So if you're using it on a healthy survivor, you're pretty much just getting an M1, sure, and a pallet out, but you're really missing out on the potential of a down that you may need. And in that situation, I needed a down. I may have cleared out maybe 4 pallets or so, maybe even 5 or 6, but even then I lost a whole gen and there's no pressure. There's nobody out of the game, and this is Hawkins, you know, probably, you know, the you know, spiritual successor to the game map. So they're very pallet dense. Now here is a bit of a panic situation because I just lost another gen and there's already like 2 people healing all on the top of that area, so this is very inaccessible, very difficult to deal with, and they're both around the area scrambling and trying to get in the way so I don't get the down. Now we are showing right here, this is an example of how Spirit Fury can be quite effective. For some reason I didn't get the hit there, just due to the fact they just had enough space somehow to run behind me as I went for that hit. So that is a massive hit, like a massive blunder. And unfortunately when you are against like a tough opponent, tough opponents like this, like a miss can literally cost you the game, and this right here, just like a miss swing, is literally costing me an extra gen and a bunch of pressure. So we pretty much have no hooks at 2 gens, no downs, we have no pressure. We were able to at least find the Claude, who was a bit lost, which is pretty good. They don't seem like they're too strong, so that's when I can just easily get the down there and use the you know, use the wallet to give us like that extra 5 seconds back in our power, and we face toward like a wall of some kind in case they do have a flashlight and they're close by, and then obviously I can just go ahead and hook them here and use that to my advantage. So from here, it's just a matter of trying to get my footing back, trying to, you know, get an idea as to what to do next. So, you know, obviously next best things are checking gens. That's what they've been rushing the whole time. I want to find out where which gen that they're choosing, right? So I don't want to get revealed just yet. That's why I'm crouching really fast. I figured that I do have Spirit Fury charged, and we do have Surge, so we're able to at least damage that gen without having to kick it, and then I can face the wall and pick up the ace here. And ideally we just hook next to the gen. That's our only option at the moment, in order to defend both the hook and the gen, so that the save is not free. Like we can trade or at least get some injuries to start applying some more pressure that way. Decided to go for the Hattie here, kind of overcommitted a bit. I figured I could try to get enough mark, but they just ran way too far away, especially when you go to the top area of Hawkins. You know, when you, like, the second you start going up staircases in Hawkins, you're pretty much gonna end up losing a lot of pressure, unless you can guarantee that you're gonna be able to get the down, because they can go from the top and then chain it back downstairs and then chain that to something else. You need to be careful when you are playing an M1 killer, especially. You do not want to make a lot of mistakes like that. Now, did end up getting revealed, unfortunately, so it wasn't really much I could have done in that situation, because I didn't want to M1 the Hattie. Because then it just would have wasted my marking potential, right? That, like, having somebody 99 is going to be very crucial with a character like this, where a single M1 is going to cost you a lot. Now, notice that there's a lot of survivors trying to surround me. They got flashlights. They're getting real cocky. They think they're gonna win this. And then the ace has the chem traps. The hindered, while a pain in the neck is really not going to do too much for them. This one's getting out, like, just getting out in front of me in the open. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really has hooks besides Ace, and I think I honestly I can't even tell you who else had hooks at this point. But I was able to get the down, get some surge value. They do miss the blind, of course. Now, one thing you may notice if you've been looking at the build, we do have the matchbook and the wallet. Most people may try Philly or a different option, but I just recommend using the matchbook, because cooldown is going to be your best bet. Now, once again, we can get Spirit Fury to activate, but we just cannot do anything about that. There's just a pallet spawn right around the corner. Now, the key here is that Jane is using Plot Twist, which means she cannot get on a gen. She's on the ground trying to heal herself. So it's almost as if they have self-care. So it's pretty much they're not going to do anything. Claude here's a little bit lost. What I should have done here, and you're going to notice this massive blunder on my end pretty soon, because I remember the match here. It wasn't at this point, actually. I spoke a little bit too soon here. We were at least, so Claudette and Ace are the only ones with hooks right now. I believe it was, and I think it was Hattie with one. So, another key thing when playing matches as the killer and DBD is definitely going to keep an eye out for your hook states. Now, this was a massive mistake on my end. I ended up facing outward toward where the save was going to be going off at, which means they were able to get a free save. Massive blunder on my end. I should have either faced the wall when I did that, or literally just left them on the ground and just used that for pressure. So now I'm back to square one again, where we just have a smidge of pressure. It's not a lot. We were able to down them again, right? That is going to be, what I can do. That's all I have at the moment. But it's still not enough, because I still, like, despite them being injured, they don't necessarily have to heal. They can, but it's not necessarily like they need to. Like, they can easily, if they have resilience, push the gen out 9% quicker, and it would pretty much be, null and void. Like, the match is over. Now, for some reason, I didn't get the hit there, so we just kind of had to continue following the ace here. I figured he must have dead hard. Instead, he went for a spin, so just got the hit. And I also got the aura of an object of obsession in the background there, knowing that they're, running from downstairs there. As you can see, I don't have any aura reading on my build, so there would be no reason for me to know that they're there unless it is object of obsession, which reveals your aura to the killer while also revealing the killer's aura to the survivor. So that's what that does, if you're curious. Now, the one thing is that Ghostface can kind of counter that, because I am undetectable. So I can see them basically for free. They can't see me because of my abilities. So it does help counteract that. A lot of survivors will use a perk like that, especially when they believe themselves to be very strong in chase. They feel that it doesn't really matter if they're revealed, because they'll still be able to obviously survive. Now, because Claude was the weaker player in the team, I was able to at least get the down from there, and that at least can allow me to get some pressure from that position, right? And mind you, like, it's a match like this, obviously, it's more like a death of 1,000 cuts in a way. Like, if you aren't playing it smart, a lot of little decisions will honestly cost you a match. And in this position here, we pretty much have to split the pressure as best as possible. I cannot get stunned. I cannot use, you know, the thing. You see they're clicking. They're trying to bait for a chase. I go for the kick initially. Probably should have gone for the hit instead. I was going to try to mark, but I didn't really need to. You see how they're like, you can even tell by the way that they're playing. They're really trying to get in my face, really trying to, you know, bait me to chase somebody else so that they could just knock out that gen, probably pop adrenaline, who knows. Like they always have a second chance up their sleeve. But I noticed that the injured survivor is going toward that staircase. I also noticed that the Jane is going to stay in the area because she doesn't have any hooks. Keep in mind, Jane has no hooks. That's why she's the most like in my face out of all of them, because she doesn't have any hook states whatsoever. So she doesn't have to do much. But I do down her there, which means I get more damage on that generator. I do also hook. It's unnecessary to do so, but I do hook regardless. Because I do have the position here next to the gen, I can use that. And I gone ahead and got rid of the pallet there in case there was live. I didn't want them to get a free speed boost. Now I noticed that they're working on the gen. There's only one person that can actually go for a save without trading, and that's going to be Ace. Because he's gonna, like, he can still go down with a trade, but he would have to play it smart. They of course pop Deliverance. You know, there's probably they probably also have Decisive with it. So I figure let me just mark them for now. Something I recommend doing, especially if you are playing Ghostface, is trying to mark injured survivors that you just don't need to chase. And that comes with the territory with awareness and stuff like that. But obviously, just a quick note. You want to mark those that just you don't need to chase. Like if they're running into an area that you don't need to defend, just mark them for later. They'll get healed eventually, and then all that healing will pretty much be null and void because it'll just make them exposed anyway. Now, what I'm noticing here is that the Ace got extremely cocky here, right? Like he pretty much makes a massive blunder here, unless he has Dead Hard. That's why I waited there. Massive blunder because he's on Death Hook and he's trying to body block Jane, who barely only had one hook state. But I think due to the fact that they were rushing the gen so fast, they're probably used to being able to just knock out gens rapidly, and the killers just not being able to keep up. In this situation, we were able to do that. We were able to keep up. We were able to, you know, kind of pull on threads and sort of be able to do that kind of thing. Now this one had off the record. Normally when they do that kind of thing, they run towards you, run back out, and something like that usually means they're trying to bait a Dead Hard. But she just didn't have it. She wasn't making any like grunts of pain or anything like that, so that was obviously off the record. It could also be Iron Will, but that's why you wait a second, see if they do the Dead Hard animation. If they don't, then you know it is off the record. You're gonna have to hit them twice. You just can't really avoid that. And then from here, I pretty much just started trying to kind of read off chat, because I actually did get this match from a live stream. So if you want to see the live streams, you can either, you know, subscribe on YouTube or follow on Twitch. You know, links in the description for those kinds of things. And you know, we're gonna go ahead and cut forward in the video. But if you do want to see me play Ghostface live, you can go ahead and do that. With that being said, hopefully you guys are enjoying the video so far. I gone ahead and cut forward. And hopefully you guys are learning something here, you know. It's always good to review your matches, kind of see, like, you know, maybe your mistakes. You can also do this with like other games, like fighting games and whatnot. Just kind of look over your matches and just kind of get an idea of like what you know, you can do differently to kind of play it better. Now, you know, as for the Ghostface videos that have been uploaded recently, I've decided to go back in and just review my matches, so that you guys that are maybe starting out with Ghostface, or maybe just want to kind of come back to playing them or whatever have you, maybe you play them currently, you know, you might be able to learn something. My play style is a little bit different than the maybe the norm, I guess, with Ghostface. I know that Ghostface is like known to be very stealthy, like, you know, play a lot more strategically, a lot more slow. But I do play Ghostface a little bit more aggressively. That is just sort of my style. That's just how I like to do it, and that's just sort of the style that I've developed as a result. So, you know, that is pretty much the way to go about it, right? You know, you can play it a different way if you'd like to. If you wanted to play more strategically and more stealthy, you can do that. And if you really want to take the time out, you really can develop that style. You really can get better at that style if that's how you choose to play him. Because Ghostface is a little bit more flexible with playstyles in that way, because his power is as simple as it is. You just you can be undetectable and you can expose. So in itself, that's very fun. But with that being said, we are pretty much at the end of the video. So if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button, like button, maybe leave a comment, say maybe you learned something. Become a member for exclusive content. We also have a Patreon, and maybe you want to watch me play Ghostface live. You know, we stream. We have the all of that in the description. Just if you want to join the Discord, you also get notices there. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.